Everyone talks about being your authentic self, but no one talks about how hard it is when you've spent your whole life being who everyone else wants you to be. Um, and you don't necessarily know who you are in the first place. So, this is something that I have been experiencing in life. And I think it's because of the way I was brought up and the things that I experienced, I have leaned into other people's opinions and other people's views and not necessarily taken the time to really think about the way that I wanted to go. And I look back and I think I spent a lot of time around family members that heavily influenced decisions that I made in my life growing up. And I got to the stage where I thought, okay, right, I'm now being me and I'm being authentic. And then I look at it a bit more and I think, well, actually, hang on a minute. There's still a lot that I'm missing in this authenticity journey. I'm still following the loudest voices and not listening necessarily to what my soul has got to say. Like I was particularly influenced, I've been heavily influenced in my life by my mum's opinions, and I'm spending less time around my mum at the moment because I'm developing my own home and my child and spending all that time by myself a lot more. And I'm finding that I've even got completely different political views and ways of approaching things and the ways to understand. So authenticity isn't just about speaking out your truth. It's actually knowing what your truth really is, rather than just trusting what you think it is, if that makes sense. So one of the things that is kind of really important to do is to take that space to really think about what it is that matters to you. What are your really important, what really matters to your life, what's really important to you? And that's what I've been learning is like, what are the things that really matter to me? Where would I like to make a stand? And where are things that I can let go that other people maybe would have been more stressed about that I wouldn't be? And it's starting to understand me and the true me without any other influences around. And that's taking time. And this can be hard for all of us because we're all influenced by people. We're social beings. And so we interact and we're influenced by the people around us. But I think this is where we bring mindfulness and consciousness into the way that we're living. And we start to think, is what I am feeling, thinking at the moment, this opinion that I'm about to share, is it truly mine? Does it sit and resonate with me completely? Or am I being influenced by the people around me? And I'm not really resonating with it, but it just feels like I'm going with the flow. And it's about having that courage to sort of go against the grain. And this can come down to nervous system safety as well, because when we feel unsafe, we were naturally going to latch onto things, other people, because we want to fit in. And as human beings, we're wired to fit in. You know, in caveman days, if we didn't fit in with the tribe, we could be ejected, we could die. It was very, very dangerous to not fit in with the crowd. And so we naturally will go with the loudest voices. And the more dysregulated we are, so the less confident we are in ourselves, the less at peace we are within ourselves, the more we're likely to go with the loudest voices around us. And then when we know and we step into who we truly are and we become that strong person that we know we are inside, and we start to have our beliefs that we want to have, it's then actually surrounding yourself with the things that you truly believe in. So on social media, it's taking part in the discussions or following the creators or following the people, whoever it is that resonate with you and that actually offer something that is going to benefit your life, and not allowing your feed to be full of all the things that you don't agree with, all the things that don't sit right with you. So pull those positive things in and allow yourself to be kind of like in that place, and allow yourself to kind of go with it and be who you truly are, and do what I'm doing right now, where you create a full structure for a video and then just completely go against it because you're flowing with what is truly you. And it's understanding that it's okay to be you, but you don't have to fit in to anybody else's mold. And even if it's very close friends or family, if they truly love you and they care about you, then they're going to understand and respect that you may have a different opinion to them. And it's about sitting in that, sitting in your truth and allowing yourself to sit in your truth and not feeling like you have to say what you have to say in order to fit in. And that does really come from, and for me personally, as I've calmed my nervous system, as I've sat into myself, but also as I've given myself space. And it can be hard to move away from people who have very strong opinions. But what is always good is to give yourself a little bit of space to explore you, explore the things that matter to you, explore where you want to go with your life. And maybe it won't fit with what other people think. And maybe your ideals won't be the same as other people's, but that's okay. Because it's about coming into that truth. And we see it now in politics all around the world where people are getting very polarized and they're following in groups, right? They're getting into these big groups of this people believe this, and if you do this, you believe this, and if you follow this person, you must believe that. And maybe now is the time for us all to step into our own independent voice. It's time to relinquish that need to be part of a clan or a group or a tribe just to feel safe. And maybe it's learning to feel safe within ourselves so we can express our own truth and not have to be a set way or believe that somebody who believes something is a set way as well. We can start to understand ourselves and understand other people a bit deeper as well by stepping into who we truly are and being at peace with that, being at peace with who you are. Because one of the things that can come with it is stepping into who you truly are, being really authentic, saying your truth. It may upset some people and it may not be your intention. You may not intend to upset anybody, but it may rub people up the wrong way or they may be confused by your choice. But it's sitting in it with peace and love and harmony. So you're comfortable with it and you sit in it because that's what other people will get. They will see your peace. They will see your joy. They will see your confidence in your own beliefs, in who you truly are. And they will believe it a lot more and they'll sit with it more. So when we come into our authenticity, it's always got to be something that sits in here. We feel it. It sits in our heart and we accept it. And once we accept it, we accept the consequences of who we truly are. And there's lots of things you see of people who can make really bad mistakes in their lives, but they own it, they're authentic, they're honest about it, and they share how they're going to make amends from that difficult situation. And those people are much easier to connect with and to understand in a lot of ways, in my opinion, than people who keep everything in a box and pretend that everything's perfect and that they're perfect and that they don't make mistakes. Because one, we know that's not true. And two, it's very hard to connect with somebody who's not being truly themselves. And so own your mistakes, own your flaws, own who you truly are as well when you're looking at your points of view and authenticity. We're not perfect. Accept that. And learning to accept your flaws is part of the journey. And when we think about being authentic, we often think about, I'm just going to be authentic. People say, I'm going to be authentic. But what does that really mean? It just means accepting yourself wholly, who you are, warts and all, and allowing that to be seen by the people that you know. Allowing people to see your flaws makes you more authentic than keeping it all inside. But also knowing who you are. And half the battle to getting to that authentic thing is learning who you are. So it's taking that step back before you can lead with your soul. You have to deep dive and know who's inside that soul. So I hope you found this video useful. And I hope it wasn't just a big ramble from me. But if you did, remember to like and subscribe because I do more structured content sometimes as well. And if you'd like to explore this journey with me further, I'd love to invite you into my free group, The Sacred Pause, where we can discuss this, we can work on things together, and we can see how we can all get a little bit more authentic together. I'll drop the link in the description.